Hello my friends, I'm Sarah. Welcome to Grace in My Space. Today I'm going to take you on a little weekend in the life of maintaining our property and just kind of showcasing how we would spend a normal weekend. Along the way, I'm going to show you some of the things that we've been up to on our property lately, some of the improvements that we're making, as well as I am seeking your help because I have a space that's pretty large that I have kind of been floundering and debating what to do with for a couple of years now, and I'm ready to take action on it, but I'm curious if you have some other ideas beyond what I have come up with on my own. And so wait for it and drop your suggestions in the comments when I get there. Welcome to our home. If you are new here, we have a 38-acre property, and I will link the full property tour in the description if you'd like to check it out. But the highlight of every summer are these Annabelle hydrangeas. They're just peeking through, and I'm going to show you at the end how much they have transitioned in just a matter of weeks. They are my favorite, and they are a stunning welcome to our home. One of the things that I love about our property is our large garden, and I have a mixture of flowers and vegetables in this garden, but it's also one of the most challenging spaces. So stay tuned. I'm going to take you through a day in the life of some of the fun and some of the challenges of having a large garden. But first, we're going to start with maintaining the property. I feel like all we do is basically fight against creation to bite back the growth, because while having landscaped areas is a wonderful gift, it's also a lot of maintenance, and so I always use the hedge trimmer on our front hedges. So here's two looks that you can go for. You can do like the more bushy, kind of unkept look of a boxwood, or you can keep them really tamed and trimmed. We trim these every year, otherwise they would be gigantic. So I just like the more polished look. We also use it to maintain the shape of some of our smaller trees. This crabapple wants to explode in growth, but we really want it to stay small because it is the first thing that you see, and it actually is starting to cover up our front door and our front landscaping. And so we have to keep it trimmed back in this space. Once you cut these, the greenery that falls is obviously live and heavy, and because it's got a lot of moisture in it. So what I usually do is I'll trim and then I'll wait a day or two for the foliage to shrivel up and die, and then it makes it a lot easier to blow away. It's not so heavy and it's easier to clean up. We have about 7 large flower beds or landscaped areas around the front yard property that we need to maintain. This dappled willow is a favorite, but it is just getting a little hairy, so we need to trim it back. We also have a ton of trees that need maintenance. This one needs help. This tree desperately needs to come down. It is dead as can be, but until Aaron decides to cut down the entire thing, I just keep hacking off the bottom branches that are completely needleless. So I have Owen here helping me today just to get rid of some of that excess and throw it in the woods. Now let's head over to the garden. I have Aaron helping me over in this space today. I think I need a tractor specifically for pulling individual weeds. Wouldn't that be nice? Just pop it in the ground, all the weeds come out instead of hand picking. But for this space, it works wonders. Now here's where I need your help. This dirt space that he just tilled is currently empty, and I've been trying to decide if I want to do a patio, if I wanted to add more raised beds, if I want to do landscaping. What would you put in that spot? One of the things that I'd like to avoid in that spot is having to weed like this. This space has cardboard down, it has weed fabric down, and it has mulch down, and yet the weeds still come through and I still have to hand pick them. And it's pretty miserable, to be honest, so I'm trying to avoid that. Now let's head over to the vegetable beds. This is our green beans and grass, and I am just constantly weeding grass out of these raised beds. It didn't start that way, but over the years, it's definitely become more of a burden to try and keep these beds weed free. If you have a better way, drop it in the comments, because I definitely need a better way. Addie stopped by to show me her latest creation, and now we're heading in to finish this part out. I'm just trying to give these green beans a fighting chance at this point, because every week I weed this much grass out of here. On to the next bed. This is squash, and it has exploded. I don't even know how to weed the weeds out of there because it's so full. This over here is lettuce that is now overgrown and I need to just get out. Got lettuce over there that I need to get out. This was radishes, now it's just weeds because we picked them all, and I need to refresh all of these beds. That back bed is nothing but weeds. I tell you what, I need a gardener. One of the things that has been a game changer this year has been getting the right tools for weeding and for some gardening. Just like this garden weeder, it has been really helpful. I'll drop it in the description if you are looking for a tool that has made life a little bit easier on me. I'm definitely planning to replant my lettuce for a late season crop. I love growing lettuce. It is so easy. If you are looking to start a vegetable, but you're a beginner, lettuce is the way to go. All right. I'm tired. The squash gave me prickers, but I do have some flowers coming, and I can see some squash starting, and so that's really exciting because I've never grown squash before, and I literally just put it in the ground and watered it, and I don't know what else I'm supposed to do for it. I should probably do that, but my clematis, look how beautiful it is. So what I did is I planted one variety on the opposite side that blooms in late spring, and the other variety on this side blooms in early summer. And so there's flowers going over the trellis on one side or the other most of the season, which is wonderful. And eventually, you know, they will cross each other and go down the other side. And so it should be blooming all the time into midsummer once it gets mature. And so that, I love that. This is only the second year it's been in the ground, and look how beautiful it is. Here we go. Here's a little baby squash coming in right there. And there's more. I'm excited. I decided to cut some of the purple leaves that are still healthy in there before I till up this and replant lettuce for late season. That still needs work, but I mean, the grass is just endless. But look at my hydrangea. It's got so many buds, and it looks like I need to, it's got some disease too. That's not fun. And this section is so pretty. Look at this. I love this. I have little baby daisies and then very large daisies. It's like the mama and the baby. I love it. This is coming along very well, and my sweet pea is taking over. I need to trellis it better. I wanted it to grow along the fence, but it's kind of just growing in a mound, so I really need to tie that up. One of the things that is a lifesaver on the property is having the right equipment. Aaron bought this tractor when we moved here, and it has been so helpful, from everything from maintaining the property itself to adding new trails within the woods to even moving trash to the curb. I don't know what we would do without it. I also don't know what I'd do without my family. This is Owen. He's 11 and he does so much around here. He mows all 6 acres of our property that is grass, and he's the Mr. Fix-It for pretty much everything that I can't do on my own. While me and the kids were out here maintaining the property near the house, Aaron has been in the woods all day cutting down fallen trees and making sure that that space is safe for the kiddos to ride their quad on. This backpack blower is really heavy and really hard for me to operate, but it's extremely powerful and it works really well to move a lot of things really quickly. So now we'll just clean up all of the dried clippings from cutting the hedges and the trees and the bushes, and we'll blow it into the yard, blow it as far as we can into the woods, and then mulch it up with the mower. Next up on the list is getting the lawn mowed. But for every bed that I weed, there's 2 or 3 more that are in desperate need of help. But it wouldn't be a weekend without a little bit of fun too.
Come on, leopard.
Oh, rejected.
That was an amazing drive, too. Alright, let's see if you can do that.
That's alright.
Look at this stud. You just sending it?
That's pretty good.
That's pretty darn good.
Nice. I'm videoing this guy right here.
You like my high chair swing?
The self-sacrificing daddy who gives the big swings to the kids. We also hit up an antique market, which I'm excited to share with you in next week's video, so stay tuned. Remember the Annabelle hydrangeas I showed you at the beginning of today's video? This is what they are looking like about 2 weeks after I filmed that initial shot. They come in green, they turn white, and then as the fall approaches, they will continue to change colors and grow to be humongous, humongous blossoms, and they are so enjoyable. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed a little tour of our property as well as just kind of seeing what it takes to maintain a space like this. We don't have gardeners, we don't have landscape people, we don't have help. It's just us. And it's doable. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and I will see you next week where we're gonna do a little flea marketing.